Today honestly just feels like it's such a bad dream, but I'm so worried about what's going to happen to my small business now that these tariffs are in place. And I feel silly coming on here and crying because I know that every single one of us is going to be affected by these so negatively. But me and my sister started this business when we were in our 20s, and back then we had no idea what was coming our way. And we had to run this business through the supply chain crisis and the inflationary crisis and the COVID, and it was so hard. And at the end of last year, we were so grateful that we still had the business and that we still had, all these incredible customers, and we love what we do and we're able to employ people. And we never would have in our wildest dreams thought that these tariffs would come in and impact us. And now after all of these years of running this business, I've never been more scared about if the business will survive and if we'll be able to make it past this year. So I just wanted to say to any other small business owners that are experiencing this right now, you're not alone and we're with you. And for anybody who wants to support a small business, honestly, every like, share, comment makes such a big difference. Thank you.
If you are a supporter of the orange dictator and you heard me making fun of his supporters and you were offended, I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart, I meant every word that I said, and I think you're fucking stupid, so I'm glad you're offended.
Remember when Trump promised to bring down prices? Turns out he wasn't talking about grocery bills, gas, or rent. He was talking about stock prices. Because every time he opens his mouth, the market panics. Investors scramble, and the Dow takes a dive like it's competing for Olympic gold. His latest blunder, a half-baked tariff stunt that lasted about as long as a TikTok trend. First, he hits Canada and Mexico with tariffs, flexing like a strongman at a county fair. But not even 2 days later, he backtracks. Poof, like it never happened. Meanwhile, our trading partners? Yeah, they're keeping their retaliatory tariffs right where they are, meaning it's American businesses and consumers who are left footing the bill. This is what happens when policy is made on impulse rather than strategy. Tariffs aren't some magic wand you wave to punish other countries. They're a double-edged sword. When we tax imports, the costs don't just disappear into thin air. They trickle down to manufacturers, small businesses, and, most painfully, the everyday Americans who have to deal with rising prices at the store. And yet, MAGA voters, those who once hailed Trump as an economic mastermind, are watching their industries shrink, their wallets tighten, and their leader frantically undoing his own decisions. The irony? They were warned. Experts spelled this out. Trade wars hurt everyone. And the person who suffers the most is the one playing checkers while everyone else is playing chess. But it's not just the economy taking a hit. America's global reputation is right there with it. Once, the world looked at the United States as the gold standard of leadership. Now, other countries are treating us like a chaotic reality show, watching in disbelief as we lurch from one self-inflicted crisis to another. And the worst part? This is only the beginning. Because the real question is, does MAGA finally realize they got played? Or are they doubling down? Are they willing to admit that their so-called economic genius is just a businessman with a long history of bankrupting everything he touches? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop them in the comments below. And hey, if you want more real talk on the stories that matter, hit that like button and subscribe to Trend Feed. Because trust me, we're just getting started.
For those of you going to the store to get your free Trump food, because, he signed that executive order that all groceries are free, make sure you videotape the reaction of the person in the store when you tell them Trump said everything is free. Then stitch or duet with my video. 1 million laughs and 1 million views.
If you voted for Trump, raise your hand. Now use it to slap yourself because you're a dumbass.
What happened to this campaign promise? What happened to this campaign promise? All across Pennsylvania, every highway was dotted with these signs. What happened? J.D. Vance stood in grocery stores and said, egg prices up. What happened? What happened to promises made, promises kept? You promised us low prices. Everything just went up 25%. You promised us higher stock market. Stock market's down 5%. There are percentages everywhere that are dropping. What happened to this campaign promise, Trump? Tariff Trump, what happened? We want to tell you thank you. We want to tell the Republican congressman thank you. But they're no longer doing town halls. because they're saying that the constituents that are showing up are all paid protesters or secret Democrats. I want to know what happened. What happened to this campaign promise? Tariff Trump, please. I just want to say thank you for the campaign promise.
Pissed them off. You've pissed them off too. Also pissed them off. Pissed them off a long time ago and still pissed them off. Also just recently pissed them off.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, man.
You got it?
Yeah.
Money. There you go.
Hey, thanks.
You good?
Oh, yeah. They fresh?
Fresh this morning.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, you got any more, bro?
You gotta let me know ahead of time. You got more money?
No, I got any. I get you next time.
Yeah. Put it on your tab.
Thanks. Thank you, man.
You gotta let me know ahead of time.
I know. Thanks, man.
And let's talk about this tariff mess, because it's giving all the strategic planning of a toddler stacking Jenga blocks. First, he slaps tariffs on Canada and Mexico like a reality show contestant making a dramatic move, and before the ink is even dry, poof, he's reversing them. Things are taking a wild turn now. It's like watching a reality show where the plot twists keep getting more ridiculous, except this time the contestants are Trump voters, and the grand prize is economic disaster. Trump's day one promises? Nowhere to be found. The economy isn't booming, it's boomeranging.
I may have lost my federal job, but we can finally use plastic straws again. I'm gonna use mine to drink liberal tears.
My power bill has been real expensive since we lost those federal subsidies, but the thought of all those deported immigrants is what keeps me warm at night.
I'm glad they're finally calling it the Gulf of America. I've been wanting to change the Gulf's name for weeks. Ever since Donald Trump suggested it, it's all I can think about.
We might lose the family farm due to the USDA spending freeze, but at least we don't have to use pronouns anymore, so it's totally worth it.
I'm glad we're losing all our allies around the world. The only friend we need is Donald Trump. He's making America great.
Donald Trump has already spent $10.7 million of taxpayer money playing golf and flying to Florida virtually every single weekend. Just interesting, Donald Trump and Elon Musk are firing veterans from the VA, park rangers from the National Park Service, scientists and doctors who are studying cancer and medicine, and they call that wasteful spending. But Donald Trump costing taxpayers $10 million to play golf is a necessity. Do you see how their priorities are totally backwards? So if you want to cut wasteful spending, why don't we start with Donald Trump's golf outings, or his trips to the Super Bowl, or the Daytona race, or anything like that? Why don't we start there as opposed to firing veterans?
Trump swore up and down that he'd bring down prices, but what MAGA didn't realize was he meant stock prices. And boy, is he delivering on that promise with Olympic-level efficiency. Every time this orange man opens his mouth, it's like he's personally pressing the sell button on.
Someone please tell me how we went from being the leader of the free world and the most respected country in the world to being the most hated country in the world in like a month.
But here's the kicker. The countries he hit haven't lifted their retaliatory tariffs on us. That means American businesses, farmers, and consumers are the ones getting hit the hardest. Now, as they watch their industries suffer, their grocery bills climb, and their once revered tough guy backpedal faster than an Olympic sprinter, you have to wonder, do they get it now? Or will they double down, convinced that economic hardship is just another test of loyalty to dear leader? Either way, buckle up. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that Trump's economic policies don't come with an exit strategy, just a trail of broken promises and